All right, you want to have some fun today? We're going to test out this poly mailer that I always use to see if it holds up to some stress. Welcome to eBay with Chris. I'm on a journey to build an eBay business from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit in just 12 months. In today's video, we're going to test out some of my packaging, some of my poly mailers to see how they hold up to some extraordinary stress. And then we're also going to look at my eBay reports for the week of August 28th to September 3rd to see how I did. And then we're going to look at 10 items that sold. I have a few different brands for you to check out, and you can see my profit and all my expenses as well on every single item. And then finally, we'll wrap up the video with my business metrics. As with all my videos, I do put timestamps below. So if you want to go to different parts of the video and skip around, you're more than welcome to do that, of course. All right, let's go. I don't know about you, but I'm always a little bit paranoid about these poly mailers. I'm afraid that they're going to rip, or maybe this adhesive strip won't hold and it's going to burst open and the contents are going to come spilling out. So sometimes I actually put some additional tape on there, but I don't know if that's even necessary. So today we're going to go ahead and put this under a little bit of a test to see how it holds up under some extreme circumstances. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and package up a pair of my own old jeans. I don't want to use some jeans that I want to resell, because just in case this experiment goes bad, I don't want to damage something that I'm going to resell. But I put all of my items into a poly bag first of all, so let's go ahead and do that. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Okay, there we go. And I don't close the poly bag. I usually just put my inventory sticker right here just to kind of keep it somewhat closed, but that's typically what it looks like. Now I'll go ahead and put this inside the poly mailer. This is the bigger poly mailer that I use. I use this for probably 75% of the items I ship out. You can see the link below. You can also see the link below for these poly bags that I use to store my items in, but this is the mailer that we're going to test out. This is 14.5 inches by 19 inches, and I use this for probably 75% of my items, mostly pants, hoodies, larger shirts, that kind of thing. I do have a smaller mailer that I use, and that's mostly for t-shirts and shorts, that, you know, small shorts, athletic shorts, that kind of thing. So here we go. Okay, I put the jeans in there. Now we'll go ahead and fold it up and do this strip right here. Make sure it's sealed, and then we're going to test it out. Okay, make sure that the seal is squished down really good. All right, there we go. I feel like it's secure and in place. Now we're going to test it out. You know, these packages get trashed by the postal carriers. Whether it's the post office, UPS, or FedEx, they're going to get beat up, kicked around, thrown on the ground. They go on conveyors for probably miles on end at super fast speed. So we want to just test this package to make sure it is good. So far, I haven't had any customers complain that their items arrived damaged or open or anything like that, but I did want to just give myself some peace of mind. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start just by throwing it up in place. Not too bad. Throw it a little bit harder into the ground. Still looks pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can make it a little different by kicking it. We're going to give it a much bigger kick. Here we go. Still looks pretty good. Okay, let's try it one more time. That wasn't a lot of connection. My punting skills are a little bit lacking punting skills. Looks pretty good. Let's step on it. Obviously the air comes out of it. Okay, I don't know if jumping on it doesn't burst or anything. Still looking pretty good. Let me shake it around. Try the other side a little bit. And it seems like the seam is holding pretty good. You can see I just sealed it right here. Okay, give it another kick. Still pretty good. Let's see if I slam it down really hard. Yeah, it's hanging in there. Let's check it out a little bit more and see how it's performing here. So it's still sealed up pretty good. Okay. Just shake it up a little bit more. Okay. Still a little, just a slight little tear right there. That's pretty violent. I don't think anyone's going to be grabbing it and shaking it like that. Mostly it's going to be tossed around, kicked around. Little bit of a hole right here. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this thing. It is got a little hole in it. In fact, that's why I do keep my items in the plastic bag. But this thing has been abused, and that's probably actually what it's mostly going to go through. But I just did want to test it. I'm not going to worry about putting extra tape on this seam right here because it seals really well. It's really strong. It's actually the poly bag itself that is starting to tear a little bit. You can see a couple little spots. Not too much over here though. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this thing. And of course, I have my jeans in plastic bags, so there's not going to get any dirt on the item itself from that little hole there. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the results of the test I did on this package. I did put it through a little bit more abuse than it probably would normally experience, even though it goes on conveyors and multiple trucks and planes sometimes. But I stomped on it, I kicked it, I threw it down hard, and it just came up with a little tiny rip right there. And overall, pretty good condition. So I'd recommend this package. I do have links below, and you can go ahead and purchase the same poly mailers that I'm using. Of course, if you use those links, I will get a small commission, and I appreciate any support that you give the channel. Thanks a lot. Okay, so here we have the eBay report for the week of August 28th through September 3rd. As you can see, I sold 18 items this week, which is up 28% over the prior week. Last week I sold just 14 items, so a little bit of an improvement there. My total sales for the week, $660.54. Pretty excited about that. That's a pretty good number. My selling cost, $185.42, which is 28% of my total sales. And my net sales, or what eBay paid me, was $439.93. I'm super happy with that. Over $400 net sale payout. That's really good. And then my average sales price per item is still pretty high, although it's down just slightly from last week. $36.70. Anything over $28, I'm super happy with. With the $36.70, I'm probably going to see a profit of roughly $20 per item, but we won't know that until later on in the video. My sales chart for the week, as you can see, I had sales every single day and pretty consistent. I started out the week on Monday with $150 in sales, and then sold a couple things Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I also hit $150 in sales. And Friday and Saturday, I was about $50. And Sunday, I rounded out the week at about $125 in sales. On the left of the screen, you can see the total item sales, or what the buyer paid for the items themselves. They paid $467.45. The buyers also paid shipping and handling. I do everything cost plus shipping and handling, $157.90. They also paid some taxes and government fees of $35.19, and add those all up, and that's where you get the $660.54. Okay, let's go ahead and look at my fees for the week. This chart breaks out my fees. My total selling costs were $185.42. Scroll down a little bit, you can see my final value fees were $86.99, which is just 13% of my total sales, which is right in line with every week. I'm usually between 13 and 14% every single week. I did have some ad fees of $2.79. I put items on ads when they've been in my store for 2 to 3 months, and I only put them on a 5% ad rate. So in this month I paid $2.79 in ad fees, which is, you know, 0.5% of my total sales. I also paid shipping labels of $80.31, so I did make some money on my shipping labels, and that is 12% of my total sales. Usually my shipping labels are over 20%, so I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe some of my shipping labels floated into next week's expenses. We'll go ahead and see if that's what happened in my next week's report out. Go ahead and look at 10 items that sold this week. Hopefully you'll discover some new brands or some new items to keep an eye out for. These are some things that sold. I'll also tell you how long they were in my store to give you some kind of indication of whether or not they have a faster sell-through rate or a slower sell-through rate. And my cost of goods for every single item is about $3. My buy cost year to date averages $1.50 per item. Plus I have other expenses such as laundry, poly mailers, poly bags, storage bags, boxes, ink, labels, all that stuff adds up, and it's roughly about 90 cents per item that I sell. So all in, I'm probably around more like $2.50 or less, but I just use a $3 cost of goods just to kind of give me a general number for my profit per item. This first item is a Duluth Trading dress. It's a women's 2XL. Ponte is the style. It's a pro knit dress. It's striped. It has pockets, which is a big feature for dresses. I picked this up mostly because it was Duluth Trading. I didn't really know if it would have a good sell-through rate, and this item did not. It took 6 months for it to sell. This buyer is all in for $20. You can see I had it listed for $29. I took an offer for $20. Shipping was $14.90, sales tax $2.40, so the buyer was all in for $37.34. eBay took out the sales tax, a transaction fee of $4.91, shipping cost me $9.88, and an ad fee of $1.87. So eBay paid me $18.24, and I got a profit of $15. A pair of LL Bean jeans. They actually are flannel lined jeans. And I picked them up mostly because of the flannel lining. I've sold flannel lined jeans in really poor brands like Faded Glory, for example. But LL Bean combined with the flannel lining is going to get you a little bit more money and probably a little bit more of a sell-through rate. These were in my inventory for 5 months. This buyer is all in for $40.94. They paid $24 for the items. For the item, $14.90 for shipping and sales tax $2.04. eBay collected their sales tax from me. They also collected a transaction fee of $5.36, and my shipping cost $10.68. So I did make a profit of about $4 on the shipping. Total earnings from eBay $22.86 for a profit of $20. So this sweater caught my eye. Just because of the embroidery on it. I guess it's called embroidery. You can see those little sheep on there and some flowers. It looks like the sheep are kind of grazing in this field. It also has like a cable knit type of design to it, or weave in it. So it's a pretty unique item. And then when I actually looked up the brand, Tulchan, Tulchan spelled T-U-L-C-H-A-N, it had a really decent sell-through rate, and of course the prices were in the high 30s. I had it listed for $39. The buyer paid full price plus shipping of $12.90 and sales tax of $3.71. So this buyer is all in for $55.61. eBay took out the sales tax of $3.71, transaction fee of $7.17, and my shipping cost of $9.47. eBay paid me a total of $35.26 for a profit of $32 on this item, and this was in my store for just 3 months. Cycling shorts. I think I sold a pair of cycling bibs in my last video last week. The brand on this is La Passion. They're bib shorts. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, by the way. La Passion. They're bib shorts. They're padded, of course. This buyer is all in for $48.55. They paid $40. You can see I had it listed for $54, so I took a low offer. Shipping was $565, sales tax $290. eBay collected that sales tax from me, as well as a transaction fee of $630, and my shipping cost $420. eBay paid me $35.15 for a total profit of $32 on this item. So keep an eye out for cycling shorts, cycling bibs. There's good money in them, and if you find the right brand, they're even more expensive. And these cycling bibs were in my inventory for just 6 weeks. Here we have a pair of Tommy Bahama swim trunks. You can see they're floral leaves, blue. They also do have the mesh lining inside. I normally don't pick up much Tommy Bahama, but if they have a unique design like this, I have been picking them up. You know, they're short swim trunks. They're not going to go for a lot, but they're really easy to take pictures of, and the profit, you can see, 13 bucks. So this was just in my inventory for 1 month, so it sold fairly fast. The buyer's all in for $24.13. They paid $17.10 plus shipping $5.70 plus sales tax of $1.33. eBay collected that sales tax from me. Also transaction fees of $3.28 and a shipping label cost of $4.24. They paid me a total of $15.28 for a profit of $12. Here we have a Marmot jacket. Marmot is a good outdoor brand, and I pick them up almost every time I see them. Everything from hiking pants to basic shirts to jackets. Of course, you're going to get more money for jackets. This is a women's windbreaker, rain shell. The style is anorak. You can see it did have some condition notes here, some wear at the cuffs, the bottom hem, pockets, and seams. And I took close-up pictures of those areas that were worn. This buyer paid my full asking price of $34 plus shipping of $9.55 for a total of $43.55. eBay took out transaction fees of $5.68 and my shipping cost is $7.15. So eBay paid me $30.72 for a profit of $28. And this item was only in my inventory for 1 month. Marmot, keep an eye out for that brand. Lucky Brand hoodie. Well, I normally don't pick up like Lucky Brand hoodies, especially if they're pretty basic. I do pick up some Lucky Brand jeans, and they sell okay for me, but I feel like the hoodie market is a little bit flooded, but this item had a really unique design on it. It had this purple color and their doves, kind of this peace symbol going on. So I did put that in the keyword. It is missing the drawstring, so you can see I put that in the condition notes. This was in my inventory for just 2 weeks, so it sold much faster than I expected. This buyer is all in for $39.17. That includes the what they paid for the item, $27 plus $9 shipping plus $3.17 sales tax. eBay took the sales tax from that $39.17 from me, plus the transaction fee of $5.14 and a shipping label cost of $6.94. And they gave me a total of $23.92 for a profit of $21 on this item. Super pleased with that. We have a Prana skirt. Now, Prana is another great outdoor brand that I always pick up. Almost always everything from pants to shorts to skirts to shirts to coats. This was a pretty unique item. I didn't really know it was vintage until I did the listing, and I discovered that almost all of the skirts with this similar design or similar types of patterns were listed as vintage. So I went ahead and used the same language as the other listings. It has this, I guess an A-line skirt is what it's called, and it was made in the USA. I also used the keyword Gorpcore, which is probably a search term that some of the younger folks are using. Younger folks. Well, much younger than me. But Gorpcore is a search term that people are using when they're trying to find outdoor type of clothing. So this buyer paid my full asking price of $24. Shipping cost them $5.60 and sales tax of $1.86 for a total of $31.46. eBay took out the sales tax, a transaction fee of $4.19, and the shipping label cost me $4.15. So eBay paid me a total of $21.26 for a profit of $18. And this is only in my inventory for 2 weeks. So Prana, really good item. Keep an eye out for skirts as well as just the normal pants and hiking clothing. Hoka, that's a great shoe brand. If you find Hokas in good condition for a really cheap price at a garage sale or something like that, buy them. I'm pretty sure I picked these up at a garage sale. I probably got them for less than $5. I wouldn't have paid more. Typically, I'll try and talk them down to like $3. But this is a good brand to pick up. These are all black Hokas. They do have that slip resistant sole. They're Hoka Oni Onis or Hoka 11s. I'm not sure how to pronounce them, but I think it's Oni Oni. Bondi is a style, and I also included like the style number there. You can see in the listing. I was asking $69. This buyer paid $60, which is an offer I accepted, plus shipping of $14.90 for a total of $74.90. eBay took out a transaction fee of $9.55 and a shipping label fee of $9.88. So I made almost $5 on shipping alone. Total earnings from eBay $55.47. Total profit $52. And this is only in my inventory for 2 weeks. Kuhl, K-U-H-L, is another great outdoor brand. Keep an eye out for Kuhl, K-U-H-L. These are pants, they're olive green. I also use the term Gorp Core in my listing. You know, now that I think about it, I need to go back to some of my older listings before I learned about this keyword and add Gorp Core, because I'm seeing a lot of recent sales with that name in the listing. So I do have a lot of outdoor brands. I need to go back and add Gorp Core to the listings and take out generic terms like long sleeve or, you know, things like that that really don't add a lot of value to your search results. But I'm seeing a lot of Gorp Core in my sales, so I'm thinking that I'm getting a lot of sales from using that term, which I started using probably about a month ago. So if you're looking for search terms and you have outdoor items, use something like Gorp Core. And there are other search terms that crack me up, like Norm Core and Barbie Core and Cabin Core, Cottage Core. Maybe I'll do a video on that, but or link to some other videos that I've seen where the people talk about these different things. So anyways, this buyer is all in. They paid my full price of $25 plus shipping $6.45 and sales tax $2.38, all in for $33.83. Take out the sales tax of $2.38, transaction fee $4.48, and a shipping cost for me of $5.04. eBay paid me $21.93 for a profit of $19 on this item, and it was only in my inventory for 1 week. Okay, so now we're going to dive into my metrics, my business metrics that I use to see how I'm performing against my plan to profit $3,000 in just 1 month. I still have about 3 months to get up to 2,000 listings in my store. That's my target, is to have that by December 1st. And if I have 2,000 listings in my store and I'm selling about 0.5% of my items every single day, or about 10 items per day, or 300 per month, and I have a $10 profit on each one of those sales, that would be $3,000 profit. So then I would hit my goal. So my metrics are all based around that. I'm trying to increase my store by 50 items per week. That's metric number 1. I'm trying to have a sell-through rate of 0.5%. That's metric number 2. And I'm trying to have an average profit of over $10 per item. That's metric number 3. So let's go ahead and look at my store growth for the week. I started the week with 946 items in my store, and I ended the week with 980 items in my store. So it grew by 34 items. So although I didn't hit my goal, that's much better than it has been over most of the summer. So I'm pretty excited. I am ramping up my listing and trying to get back up to 50, 60, 70 plus, even more, maybe 80, even 100 a week in order to hit my goal of 2,000 items in my store by December 1st. Let's go ahead and look at metric number 2, which is the sell-through rate. My target is 0.5%. How you calculate the sell-through rate in a basic, really basic way is to take the items that sold, divide that by the days, and divide that again by the number of items in your store. So in this example, I sold 18 items over 7 days and divide that by 946 items in my store, and I get a 0.27% sell-through rate, which is roughly half of where I would want it to be. So I sold 18 items. I really want to be selling about 35 items per week in order to get a 0.5% sell-through rate. So hopefully that'll pick up here in the fall, and moving closer to Christmas, we'll see more sales flowing through my business. Now let's look at my profit. Am I getting a $10 profit per item? Let's check it out. So my cost of goods per item is $3 per item, and I sold 18 items, so my total cost of goods was $54. And let's subtract that from what eBay paid me. They paid me $439.93. When you subtract $54, you get a total taxable profit of $385.93. Again, that is before taxes. Now, if I want to figure out my profit per item, I just divide that again by the number of sales, which was 18. And that gives me a profit per item of $21.44. Wow, mind blown. Super happy with that. That is double where I actually expected to be. If I maintain that number, instead of 300 items sold in the month of December, I would only need 150 sales in the month of December at $20 per item to get a profit of $3,000 for the month. So pretty happy with that. Actually, super happy with that. And finally, the last thing is my cash flow. Let's check that out. And this week, I only spent $54 on inventory for 36 items. $1.50 average buy cost per item. If you subtract the $54 from what eBay paid me, my positive cash flow is $385.93 in just 1 week. That's really good positive cash flow. I'm telling you, if you want to make quick money, you can do this business. You can find things for cheap at the Goodwill bins or garage sales and flip them on eBay for a significant profit, and you're going to have positive cash flow right away, and you can put that money in your pocket. So I encourage you, if you haven't started yet, dive into this business and get started. You're going to love it. Okay, thanks for watching eBay with Chris. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you want to follow me on this journey from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit, go ahead and click on this button right here to subscribe. And if you want to just binge watch eBay with Chris or check out some of my other videos, why don't you start with this one right here. Thanks a lot and take care.